Thank you, on Sachs. Zumadog, followed by Matt Dowd. Our final two speakers on number 9.
Yes, deja vu again, y'all, because we're talking about the money transfers from the DWP into the reserve fund. Now, a few things. It says here $258 million. First of all, the things that I have written down in my notes, DWP is going to need this money in their account because it's been announced that they have been overcharging ratepayers for years and years. Oh, by the way, people watching at home, in case you haven't heard, DWP's been overcharging ratepayers for years and years and years over the trash collection fees, and they owe a lot of people a lot of money in refunds, and that does not even include the class action lawsuits. So this money needs to stay in there for that. Secondly, we always have, these pipes bursting all over the place, and you're putting more and more high-density projects online, and you still haven't addressed the outdated DWP infrastructure. Why don't you leave the DWP money in the DWP, and then they can use it for the DWP? Because whenever we give it to you, you just squander it through fraud, waste, abuse. The city's now going bankrupt. So I don't think, you know what, the reason we have to put this in the reserve fund is because you have to cover the pension losses because you put it in fake, phony LLCs when Antonio Villaraigosa became mayor and he put everybody in commissioners and you approved them, and then the liquid capital funds gave it to each other, and so now we got to do all this. So some other things, because time's running out, is that the reason you need this money is to cover pension losses. I'm sorry, but the main thing in the little bit of time I have left is why don't you just keep the money? Oh, then you don't have to raise rates. The other thing, why don't you just leave this money in the DWP and then they don't have to keep raising rates? Because the mayor's putting so much arm twisting to do all this green crap that they're jamming down his throat, and it keeps driving up costs so much. Why don't you pay for it out of that? Or why don't you just use it for anything except what you want to use it for, which always ends up going south? And I'm really glad that CAO Miguel Santana just walked into the room. Maybe he can explain to council what alternative investments and Henry Cisneros HUD workforce housing had to do with this, and it has to do with everything.
That's our final public speaker on this